Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings today. It is where I am the day before the the equinox. Oh my gosh. So it's the day before where I am, the day before the autumnal equinox. And so tomorrow is the autumnal equinox and the first day of autumn for me. So I don't know if that's what it is where you are. It could be almost the first day of spring for you. Either way, we are approaching an equinox. We are almost there. So I am doing equinox readings now because I am situated in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm going to be doing turning inward readings where we are basically, these readings are going to be about turning inward. They're going to be about, I guess, doing the things you need to do in order to do that. We'll see what the readings are, because the main focus is just basically this whole turning inward idea. I'm just messing with the cards. So we're using the Phantomwise Tarot and the Elder Futhark on bone. What kind of bone? We don't know. The person at the shop when I bought them said they were probably some kind of bovid bone. But anyway, so I will feel into the cards. One of these or more of them will have a message for you about turning inward as the seasons change, as the light shifts from it's almost like an equal level of light. That's not actually the equal. I had this really cool went to this really cool thing where they were talking about what it is, and it's actually just that the equinox is when the sun is shining directly. And it's not necessarily that the day and night are equal, but we're near that anyway. It's a nice day. So happy about that. That's what we're doing. I'm going to put it's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, or card number 4. I'll put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you at the readings. Bye. Hello, card number 1, people. So let's start by turning the card over and see what your reading is going to be like. 9 of Wands. So you're one of the things that you're doing as you prepare for turning inward is you're just basically checking, double checking, making sure everything is in order on the outside so that you can comfortably turn inward. And this is fine. Just make sure that you're not like trying to polish the fruit at the bottom of the bowl kind of thing. Just, it's you could wear yourself out on that, and then you could never let yourself get the rest that you need as we are turning inward for the change of seasons. So, but anyway, let's have some runes down, and that'll clarify what we're looking at with the 9 of Wands. Did anybody get my Bradbury reference here? Because that's one of the coolest stories. Oh yeah, it's a big challenge. Yeah, there's a really cool story by Ray Bradbury. Not that all of them aren't, but no, I don't want to tell you because I'll spoil it. Read it; it's good. I credit my existence to this day to the fact that I was reading Ray Bradbury when I was a teenager. So it's good stuff, man. Okay. Alrighty, neat. Okay, so the setting is shifting of seasons, shifting of sort of just ways of being, and right now is the time that we want to be turning inward. You are feeling as though you need to get everything in order, you need to get everything set up the way that it needs to be, so that you can do this. And this is a big challenge for you. It's like it's actually occupying your mind. Like you're really, really thinking about this, and you're like, this is something that you need to do, and it's like your huge challenge. It almost feels impossible. And a lot of it has to do with that you really do. It's not that you're a control freak by any stretch, but you're very comfortable with your comfort comes from being able to shape the things around you to be the way that you need them to be, and that you're not willing to compromise on that, which is important. That's really important, that you know what you need, and you will do what you need to do to make the things around you the way that you need them. So we have central issue is Thurisaz reversed. Thurisaz is the challenge rune. It's always a challenge, but when it's reversed, it's a very, very difficult challenge, something that feels almost like an impossible challenge, but it's yours. So you are just really embracing this challenge. This is the thing that you're doing to get everything set up so that you can feel comfortable turning inward as the seasons shift. Leading up to this, we have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. I see this as active creation. So you are definitely used to being really in charge of making sure that the things around you are the way that you need them to be. Like, you don't make other people, I don't think, do this. Did you hear that? That was my cat coming in and making a meow. Hi! She's cleaning. So, I don't think it's something that I think it's just basically you take it upon yourself to do this, and it unfortunately gives you a lot to do. Like, you basically have your hands full with all the things that you're setting up all the time, because maybe you don't trust other people to do it, and I don't blame you, because not only because, you know what you need and other people don't, but just basically you don't want to bother other people with it. You're just taking this on yourself. So you're very comfortable with, like, that's your comfort zone, is basically making sure that you have everything the way that it needs to be, even if you're setting up redundant systems, even if you're setting up things that you've already got something to do the thing, but you want to make sure that it's got backup to do the thing. So anyway, you're already doing that. So now that you're in a situation where you need to set everything up so that you can turn inward comfortably, it's a big challenge for you, and you're basically looking at all the things you need to do. One of the things that's going to help is to really give closure to the season that we're leaving, where in this case, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, we're talking about a period of time where you're going to turn inward and sort of just be more inward facing and just taking care of yourself in that respect. So whichever hemisphere you're in, we're going to talk about that. So one of the things that's going to help is just to give yourself closure on what you're leaving. The whole mindset of being very outward facing and being very, everything's just out, like in the world. You're not where you weren't turned inward, where you were just very, not extroverted so much, because if you are whether you're an introvert and you recharge by solitude, or whether you're an extrovert and recharge by other people, this is about turning inward and having some time where you are more focused on your inner needs. So you're sort of going to be what's going to help is sort of giving yourself closure on a period of time where you were facing other people and just basically working on those needs. So just sort of end that chapter very naturally and comfortably, and that's going to help you with this challenge. It's like, just sort of, we're going to have some closure. Maybe you're going to tell people, it's like, I'm just going to spend some time, I'm going to take some time, and just basically saying that, and so people understand. But basically getting things sorted out for that is going to help you a lot. What isn't going to help is, because you're very hardworking, what you're doing now is you're going to worry that you're not going to seem as worthy by doing this. We have Fehu reversed. Oh, sorry, this was the reversed rune of the journey, and it's reversed. So it's your journey, your life's path, but it's reversed. So you're wrapping something up. You're turning your journey inward, basically, but also putting closure to a chapter. What isn't going to help you is we have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. This has to do with because you were so busy and very active and being seen as being very active, doing something like this, turning inward and turning your journey inward, and sort of not doing the outer thing so much for a little while, is going to make you feel like maybe people aren't going to think I'm as worthy. Maybe people aren't going to think I'm worth as much, and this might worry you, and it might leave the door open to having outer things coming at you while you need to be focusing on inner. So again, what's going to help you is put some closure to that. It's like, I'm just going to step away for a little bit. I will see you all soon. And like, have that closure. Your next step we have is Ivaz. Ivaz is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. It's basically taking the slow steps of this new path that you're doing, having shifted into doing inner work more than outer work. And this is the pin of the entire reading. It's like, this is going to be you're going to be patient with yourself. You're going to be taking things step by step. You're just going to be having that road. You're walking that road while you're doing this. What is going to help you is we have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. This has to do with, I do read this as chaos and things that are out of your control, but in this case, I'm sort of seeing this as, because you're inward facing at this point, you're looking at your nature. You're looking at who you are naturally and all the storms that come with that. Sometimes you need to deal with that, and you need to be patient and let yourself work through that, because that's part of the inner work you have to do. And that's going to help you as you take these, the steps to work to move through this phase of time where you're going to be very much more inward facing. What isn't going to help you is we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, and this ties in with what we've just seen, where you were very, very active before, and then you're worried about what worth you may have by turning inward and not being outwardly active. And then also the fact that, I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, it's not necessarily your comfort zone to be not focusing on others and not focusing on outwardly, but it's also, you're a bit worried about, what if this becomes my comfort zone and then I don't want to leave? But this is going to help you when you go back, because once you get your inner world sorted out, then once you go back into the outside world, it's going to be, you're not going to be as depleted, because this is where you're going to replenish. Even if you're an extrovert, there is a certain amount of inner work that you do have to do that's going to keep you, that's going to replenish you. So whatever it is, the important thing is to get more in touch with your true nature and to clear the things that are needing clearing, and to have a clearer view of who you are and to be patient with that. Is this like a piece of tinsel? Yes. Okay. Well, okay. Sometimes I use tinsel on this. Using this set, I guess. Okay. Enough. I don't know where it is. There it is. We're just going to leave it. So yeah, focusing on your nature. What your next step is on the path line is you will have cleared things. Things will be cleared for you, and this is really, really good. So this central step is going to help, and where you're addressing your true nature, this is going to help clear the things that need to be cleared. And you're going to have a period of time where things are clear, and that's really, really good. Like, things are going to feel a lot more clearer inwardly for you because you took this time to do this. What is going to help you that is just let it expand. Let it expand, and then you'll see what new things. It's like when you start writing again after you haven't written in a while, or start creating again if you haven't created in a while. You have to have some time where you just let all the just junk come out. Just let it just fall out of you while you just write a whole bunch of junk, and then, or create a whole bunch, just let it all. And then once that's all out, then things can start flowing much more clearly again. You'll get some new stuff that you haven't seen before. You'll get some, fresh stuff coming in. So that's the sort of thing that has happened with this. You went through it, you cleared it, and now it's like clear water. Here we go. Good stuff. And so open up to this. Like, let yourself expand on this. Let yourself really see what is coming through now, because this is the fresh riches. This is the fresh blood flowing. That's going to help you, because you're going to see it. It's going to be very exciting. You're going to light up from seeing that. It's the torch. It's Kaunas. What isn't going to help is we have Ansu's reversed. You're a little bit worried because you're not recognizing this stuff that's coming through now. It's like going to be fresh and new, and so maybe you're not trusting what it's communicating. You're not trusting that you can manifest from your fresh, blank flow of stuff. And this is just really a worry. This is Ansu's reversed, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's reversed on the lower line. So you're worried you won't be able to, because you were used to all the stuff that you were flowing out of you as the junk that you were just clearing, the clutter. And now this is new stuff, and you're like, I don't even know how to work with this, but I'm enjoying it and I'm seeing it. It's making me light up. So that's the thing, is if you start to feel like that, it's like, where am I even? Bring yourself back up to where you're opening up to it, and you're seeing this stuff, and it's fresh and it's neat and it's new. So the outcome rune, the final rune in this spread, is Algaze reversed. Algaze is the rune of the elk or the moose. This has to do with protection and support. You are able to stand up. This is reversed on the path line. So this is basically saying that you really are not finally, because you always were able to support yourself, but you're feeling much more comfortable with things because you've allowed yourself to clear the old stuff because you've looked inward and you've worked with that. And then you've opened up to the new stuff coming through, and you feel much more comfortable to stand up and support yourself and can basically give yourself the protection and support you need with this new stuff that's coming through. And this is going to be making all of this worth it, where you're turning inward, this period of time where you're becoming more inward facing. So that is your reading card number 1, people. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening and a joyous equinox. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. Welcome, welcome. Let's turn the card and see where we're starting with this. We have the Queen of Wands. So another wand. We had wands the first reading as well. I'm going to get rid of this once and for all now that I don't have runes in the way. So yeah, one of the things that you are doing when you turn inward, as you turn inward, is you're going to be focusing on nurturing and bringing through your expression of your will, like things that you want to do. And this is going to be, turning inwards is going to be a way that you're going to be able to connect with that, what it is that you want to nurture in yourself, that is going to be the expression of your will in the world, because you have to do it inwardly first. So this is you going in to find it. This is like your date for the dance. This is what you want to bring. So let's get some runes down. Let's get some clarity on this. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of digging. I haven't found the rune yet that we need. 10 seconds and I'm dumping it. Got one. Okay. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. Oh, there's Ingvaz exactly in the same place it was at before. That's very good. Neat. Okay. Very cool. And now there is right in the pin section, exactly the rune that I pulled when I was asking about what these readings were going to be like. Because I knew we wanted to do equinox readings, but I wasn't sure what our angle was going to be. I'm still not. I've decided to leave it up to each reading, but central issue, we have Pertho reversed. Pertho's in the lot box. This has to do with surprises and fate. Reversed, it has to do with inner. So you are basically, one of the things that you're doing as you turn inward, as the seasons shift, is to really, you're looking for what you can learn about yourself. What is being revealed about yourself that you may not have realized before, but that was always there. And this is the thing, like she's going in to connect with her will and what she wants to manifest, what she wants to bring through, how she wants to express this. And this is something that maybe she didn't know when she started to turn inward, but this is what she's looking for. She goes in, or we will go in and we will say, we're going to look for what is being revealed inwardly about ourselves that we didn't know before, but that we realized was always there, and that's what we want to bring through. And that's what we want to manifest in our outer world. So leading up to this, we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. I do read this as active creation. So it looks like one of the reasons that you want to be turning inward is that there is a certain sense of some stagnation as far as what you are expressing in the world is the same old thing. And you're used to it and you know about it and you're in a lot of control of it, but there's got to be more. Like this is something that, you know how to make things be the way that you have made them be. But you're like, this is starting to feel a little bit stagnant as far as every day I get up, I do this, and this is my surroundings and this is my world. And that was fine for a while, but now I feel like I've grown and there's more to me than this. And I think maybe let's not shake things up so much, but let's remold this into something that's going to be more nourishing for me, because right now I'm not getting anything from it. Like this is something that I'm very good at making happen, but I feel like there's more of me that I could be nurturing. So here's our central issue as we begin this reading, which is Pertho, which is a lot box, surprises and fate, inner, and then we're looking for what is being revealed inwardly about ourselves that we didn't maybe acknowledge before and that we want to work with. What is going to help you is We have Isa, which is the rune of ice. This is stillness and standstill, and this is the stillness through which clarity comes. So give yourself some time. Like, one of the things you're going to do when you turn inward is just let yourself have some wall staring time. Like, whenever I have a long holiday, my first couple days, I always try to give myself what I call a wall staring time, where you just aren't even doing anything. You're literally sitting and staring. Like, you're just letting yourself not be doing, like letting yourself do nothing, like literally nothing, like sitting and breathing. Like, you're allowed to sit and breathe, but just basically don't force yourself, since you don't have to at this point. Give yourself that time, if you can, where you're just sitting and letting your brain sort things out, kind of thing. And this is where the clarity is going to start to come through, where you're going to start to see, hey, wait a minute, this is missing. This is something that I've needed and I haven't done it. And I've told myself I haven't had time to do it. And I've told myself I haven't needed it, or I haven't had time to put into it. Or maybe I've realized that, but I've just sort of like, not right now. And you've pushed it away, but now you're like, you know what? I could really do this now, and I need to, because I need it. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to be doing is basically, as we turn inward, to give ourselves that time, give ourselves that, what has happened to this? I'm just pulling this down. Hang on a second. There. I'm leaning on it. Let's make it less crooked as well. So definitely give yourself some wall staring time. Let me just pull this as well. Look at me making a mess, but that's okay. Let's fix it, and we'll turn this, and we'll turn that. There, that looks much nicer. So what isn't going to help is we have Lagus reversed. Lagus is the rune of water, and it has to do with the emotion, intuition, heart, and flow. It is reversed on the lower line in this particular line, which is you're worried about not letting things keep going. Like, you had a momentum before, but this is where a lot of the stagnation was coming in from what you were fitting into that momentum, and you're needing something fresh at this point. So what isn't going to help you is you're worried about, first of all, you're worried about not having the momentum, like not about losing the momentum that you had, but you need to have this stillness so that you can pick up on, have the clarity come through so you can pick up on what needs to be a part of your life. You're also, I think not connecting to heart is also going to not help you. So if either of those things are dragging you down, bring yourself back up to, no, I'm going to give myself the time, and just the stillness to let some clarity come in about who I am and what is being revealed from deep within, because that's what I need to work with. Next step, you're working with it. We have Nauthies, which is the rune of need. You are addressing your needs. You're taking care of your needs. You're tending to them. This pins the entire reading. This is going to be your central focus going forward into this time of turning inward, is focusing on taking care of your needs, because this is what's going to get revealed to you is, what do I need? So working on that, just like giving it the focus. What is going to help you? We have Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr's the warrior god. I'm going to read this a couple ways as well. Tyr is all about taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So part of tending your needs is really just tending to these duties and responsibilities that you have. Make sure those are taken care of. Like, make sure the foundational stuff is taken care of. The groundwork, the basics, giving yourself enough to eat, giving yourself enough sleep, but also picking up and moving forward. It's an energetic rune. It's, driving forward on a quest. Making this your quest is also going to help you quite a lot. So take care of the things that need to be taken care of. And this also echoes that. Both of these have to do with that. But also see it as your quest. Pick up and drive forward on it, because this is what's going to help you the most. What isn't going to help is we have Uruz, which is, Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. This has to do with strength, health, and stubbornness. In the lower line, you may feel as though you're maybe not as, because this was a solid, grounded structure before, and losing that is a bit. It sort of pulls the rug out from under you. You feel a little bit disoriented, a little bit unseated. So that's going to make things feel a bit weird, is that, we're doing this, but we're not rigidly putting into place all these things we've been putting into place all this time for somebody that I've outgrown in my life. Like, I've outgrown that me. I need to find my new me, so that what I'm going to be putting in place as I move forward is going to be more suited to who I am now. So there's that. There's also the fear of letting go of that. So there's because one of the things Uruz is when it's upright is resistance. When it's not upright, it's a lack of resistance or a forced lack of resistance. And so feeling forced to let go of a very rigid structure that you'd made for yourself is going to feel a little bit weird. So that might make you feel uncomfortable. If that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to, it's like, no, but I'm taking care of things I need to take care of. I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my duties to myself. And I'm making this a quest because my needs there have been needs that arose during this that were not being tended to. So now I'm doing that. I'm focusing on that. So if you want structure, inner Uruz, then here's our structure. We are on a new quest. We're finding new things that we need, and we're taking care of those needs. Your next step, we have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree. This has to do with beginnings and birth. It is reversed, so it's inner, deep inner beginnings and birth. So this is where you're going to start to incubate a new you that integrates these new things that you've discovered about yourself that were revealed here and that you've started to put into implementation here. And now you are becoming and birthing this new you, which uses all of these new integrated aspects of self, and maybe lets go of some of the ones that no longer are you, you know? So what's going to help you with this is tap into your source energy, whatever it is that always energizes you whenever you access it, whatever it is that whenever you do it, it makes you feel energized and good. Definitely keep all of those things on hand, whatever those are, whether it's taking a walk outside, whether it's listening to music, whether it's creating something, whatever it is, make sure that you are doing that because that's going to help you as you grow and develop into this new you that incorporates the new things you discovered about yourself. What isn't going to help is you're going to feel pressured for time. We have Yura, which is the rune of the harvest and time. And this in the lower line is usually just basically your fear of how much time have I wasted, how little time may be left, and what do I have to show for it. So that could make you feel pressured. You can't, it's like pushing a river. It's like going out and pulling on the plants that you've planted to make them grow faster. It's not going to work. Just basically let yourself grow naturally with those new integrated elements that you've learned about. And if you need boosting, do the things that always energize you. Tap into it's the sun, so it's your source energy. So do and access the things that always give you the energy, because that's going to help you the most. And your outcome is we have Hagalas, which is the rune of the hailstorm. Yes, I sometimes read this as chaos and things that are out of your control, but I'm really seeing this as accessing your true nature, as well as in bookending this. This is very, very rigid as far as in terms of the context of this reading. Your old structure that you were putting up every day, you were forcibly putting up every day to make sure that you had what you had, but that was starting to let you stagnate a little bit. Where things are a lot more free here, where it's your true nature becoming, coming into free wildness of being, where you're going to feel a lot more free than you did before. You may eventually want to put up a new lattice work structure around to maintain this and to keep it from flying out of control. Not that you wouldn't want that sometimes, but basically, this is, by the end of this process, turning inward, you're going to feel a lot freer. You're going to feel a lot wilder. You're going to feel like you have access to a lot more power and energy and magic than you had before. And so that's a good thing. So that card number 2, people, is your reading for Turning Inward. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening and a lovely equinox. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So let's get started on turning this card and seeing, whoa, 8 of Wands. Okay. Theme is turning inward, but you're going to be doing this really fast. And maybe you're doing this fast because everything outside is moving so fast that you're like, wait a minute. So there's that. But things are just like really moving quickly. And you want to just basically, it's like if it's like a windstorm outside and you just want to get inside and close the door. It's just like everything is just moving too fast. So whoosh, things are rushing. So let's get some runes down and see if we can match that with whatever the runes clarify. What is that? Which way does it want to go? This way. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you're definitely like, nope, enough. You're noping out of this. Yeah, look at that. And I'll tell you in a minute why that's actually definitely what I was just saying about, no, you are, as the kids say, noping out of this whole crazily moving situation that you were in before. Just you're getting out of there. That's good, because now is the time, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're going into autumn. It's a time for turning inward. And even if you're not, if things are crazy around you, then yeah, time to turn inward. Look at that. So nice. So central issue. We have Raido reversed. Raido's the rune of the journey. Reversed, it's making it an inner journey and also closing out on a journey that you were on. So you're like ending a chapter. Leading up to this, things were crazy. Things were crazy. Things were crazy. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. And I've seen the hailstorm a couple times so far in this session. Both times it didn't mean chaos and things that are out of your control. But right here in this reading, it means chaos and things that are out of your control. So things have been crazy and you are like shutting the door on that right now. You're like, nope. I am not going to deal with that right now. I am going to take some necessary me time. I'm going to sort of close the door on this, and I'm going to let that storm go on out here where it's crazy. Right now, I'm turning inward, and I'm going to get some clarity happening. So what is going to help you? We have Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the rune of the challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. Reversed, it's a very hard challenge, but you are embracing it. So I think that's actually, it's been hard for you to even do that, to turn away from all of what's going on, because you feel like if you turn away even for a minute, then you're going to get lost of what's happening. So it's difficult on that, in that regard. But also it's just difficult. It's like, it's tricky to do that. You know, it's tricky to turn away from all this because you're carried along by the whole momentum of it, but it's gotten so crazy that you just need to. So you need to go inward and deal with this. And that's going to be a very difficult challenge also. So it's basic, but it's yours. And that's the thing. It's like you're embracing the impossible feeling challenge of turning your mind away from all the craziness, and also giving more relaxed focus and more inner focus towards the things that are giving you challenges in your life, because you're not going to be able to do it while you're out here. So what is not going to help you is you feel like these are sort of almost, I'll explain. So what isn't going to help is we have Ivaz. Ivaz is the rune of the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. And in the way that it isn't helping you is that there's a sense of impatience with all of this. Like everything is so fast moving out here and everything was moving so crazily here that this is going to this feeling of impatience with things is going to carry forward. Like even if it's other people's impatience, it's going to carry forward through you. You're like, yeah, but I should have solved this by now. I should be able to just go with all of this, because look at all the people who are just going with all of this. Well, you don't know that. They could go home and just sit on the floor and have their head in their hands. So basically what you're wanting to do is, you're trying to force things to sort themselves out that you need to actually take time to sort out. So you will feel somewhat pressured as far as that you want to get this sorted out quickly because you don't want to miss too much of this, but it's been so much that you just, it's hard. And it's also the sense that if I do this, it's going to be a long road. It's going to take me away from things for a while. I don't have time to do this. That impatience and that's like seeing the long road ahead of you, and you're like, I don't know that I can. Bring yourself back up to, I've shut the door on this for now, and now is the time that I am setting aside. I'm giving myself the time. I'm giving it to myself to embrace this challenge that I have, which is very difficult, and there's a lot to it, but I'm giving myself this time to do it because I need to. It's really important. This is too crazy for me, and I want to get it so that I can function in this again where it's not driving me crazy and buffeting me around. So embracing the challenge. Your next step on the path line, and what is pinning the entire reading and what the main focus is going to be, is we have the blank rune. Blank rune, of course, is a recent addition. It's not a part of the original Futhark. Not that we would know if it was. No, we would see the absence of it, but in terms of the original Futhark, not part of the original Futhark, obviously, because it's a nothing. I was teaching a rune reading class at one point, and somebody said, I thought they always just put that in there in case you lost one. And we laughed for like 5 minutes on that. Maybe. So, but either way, it's useful to read as just sort of like a blank page, or a connection to the divine, whatever the divine is for you, or just being open to things, or getting yourself clear of clutter. Like basically, like as I've used the example before of like if you're out in a storm, and you finally get home and you close the door, there's this moment of where you're just standing there going, there's like it's your ears. The silence is so loud because you've been out in the loud for so long, and then you're inside and it's like, whoa, the silence like pressing on your ears, and you're just like, I'm just going to stand here for a minute. So that's the sort of thing, like once you've closed the door on this, you're going to be standing there for a minute going, okay, I can breathe. Things are not like loud in my ears. I'm not getting buffeted around. I'm actually standing here and I'm not getting bopped around by things. That's going to be your central moment of like, okay, we can start to sort things out now. What is going to help you is almost immediately as you do this, you're going to start to see progress on these, because a lot of the problems that you were having and a lot of the challenges you were having was this. So shutting that out immediately solves some of your problems. So you're already seeing the fruits of your labors. This is Yira, it's the harvest, it's also time. So it's basically you're already seeing the fruits of your labors being, we're going to shut out the din for a little bit. So that's a reward immediately, and the more you do this, the more rewards are going to happen, because this is going to solve a lot of this, because when everything was buffeting you around and everything was chaotic and everything was moving so fast, you didn't have time for things in your brain to sort things out, like for things in your mind to get sorted out. And the fact that this is no longer happening, you are going to naturally be starting to sort things out, and you're going to see these as fruits of your labors in your hand. So this is going to help immediately. What isn't going to help is we have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree and is about beginnings and birth. So what isn't going to help is you're kind of worried about this is what you have to show for it. So why are you worried about what you have to show for this? Let's quickly get, and of course this is going to give you strength and solidity. Yeah, so it's out of your comfort zone, because unfortunately, while you were out here, this sort of became a comfort zone. You became used to it. You became like braced to it. So while Uruz is clarifying Yira here, where you're seeing the fruits of your labors and you're becoming stronger and more grounded, what isn't helping is Berkana reversed, where you're not developing the way that you were because this was crazy, and because of that, you're feeling like you're outside of your comfort zone. You feel like you're letting go of things that you might need. When in fact you don't. It's not helping you. And so these things don't help you. Like, first of all, being impatient with the process, and second of all, feeling like you've turned away from your development. Maybe you've turned away from family for some of you. Like if this was like family drama happening, maybe turning away from that, you're going to feel guilty about that. And then you're feeling like you're losing a sense of belonging in home. So that might drag you down a little bit if you are one of the ones who that message is for. But immediately you're going to see the fruits of your labors on this. So you are getting rewards immediately for doing this, and it is nourishing you. It's like really good for you, and it's helping you regain your ground and regain your steadiness and your solidness. So your next step is we have Nauthis reversed. Nauthis is the rune of need. It always means tend your needs. When it's reversed, it means tend your needs. Drop everything. It's an emergency. And so certainly if you were coming from this, as soon as things are silent, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I need to do this, 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 and this. And this is all part of this. So the things that you immediately need to drop everything and do, that's when you're going to start to do it. It's like after you've had your moment of stillness and things are going to be like, okay, things are going to start to sort out. You're going to be like, okay, immediately now I know I need to do this and this and this, and I need to do that before I do anything else. What is going to help you is we have Avos. Avos is the rune of the horse. This is movement and also spirit. So basically move forward on this, like take this at a gallop. You are going to be, don't wait to do these things. Like, now that you have a moment, now that you've turned inward and have a moment, do these things. If you're not sure how, let your spirit, whatever spirit is for you, carry you towards that. The other thing about now that he's reversed, which I'm going to add now, is it is taking care of inner needs. So there's going to be a lot of that happening when you do that. What isn't going to help you is we have Tivas reversed. This is quite neat. These often have a lot of they're very similar as far as taking care of your needs, taking care of your duties and responsibilities. Both of these are reversed here. So do not neglect this. Like, when you hit this point where you're like, okay, I need to do these things, if you don't do them, things are not going to get better for you. So Tiva is reversed here. Tyr is the warrior god, has to do with taking care of things that need to be taken care of, also driving forward. So if you don't drive forward, that's going to be a problem. And if you're worried about taking care of yourself, if you're like trying to guilt yourself for wanting to take care of your inner needs, that's also not going to be good. Reconnect with whatever spirit is for you and let that carry you forward on these, because that's going to help you. So definitely move forward on this. Definitely do them. Don't neglect them at this point. Once you know what needs to be done, drop everything and do them. And what this is all going to lead you to is we have Sovilo. Yes, I know it doesn't look like Sovilo. This is sort of Sovilo. But that's how they made it on this particular rune set. So we're going to have that. Anyway, Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun, and this has to do with source energy, and whatever it is that whenever you connect with it is going to give you that source energy that's going to connect you with whatever it is that always energizes you and makes you feel nourished. So whether this is because you are now feeling energized again finally, or whether you are saying, okay, now that I've taken care of this, I know what I need to keep myself energized, that's where you're leading to. And this is going to be basically so that when you do finally go back out into this, you will have a source that you can constantly feed, and that will constantly feed you and nourish you and energize you, so that you won't be buffeted around as much and you won't feel like things are out of your control so much. I mean, there will be, but it won't bother you so much because you're fine. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading on turning inward. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening and a lovely equinox. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. So let's get started. Turn this and see what's going on with your turning inwards. 3 of Wands. So you're waiting for your ship to come in, which is kind of neat. You're sort of actively waiting. So you have your things that you want to express, that the parts of you have parts of things that you wish to express where you're expressing your will. Right now you've got these tied up and you're waiting for the right opportunity for that. And it's hard to wait for this, especially when it's something that you're waiting to express in the world. You're waiting to express your will in the world, but you're actively waiting. You're waiting for the right time. And this is one of the reasons that you're going to be turning inward right now, where you're like, let's make sure everything's in order. I like how they did it in this card where they actually are hung up. Like, literally, the things you want to express are hung up while you're waiting for the right time, because timing is everything. It's a lot. Maybe it's not everything, but it's a lot. It doesn't matter if you're reversed or not. Yura, you don't have a reversal. Spinning around. Nice. Well, there is a happy ending. Not that there ever isn't, but as far as the way that I read, I tend to try to give you something to hope for. So, because it's always there. So, central issue, we have Avaz reversed, which is the rune of the horse. The Avaz is the rune of the horse reversed. It means it's not going anywhere. It is kicking its feet, which is why you are turning inward and letting yourself run around inwardly and letting yourself have inner movement and letting your inner spirit carry you at the moment, because right now, outwardly, it's just kicking. You're waiting. It's waiting. And this is after you've already made the first steps on a thing. So you've made your first steps on what you want to be doing. We have Thurizaz, which is the rune of the challenge. It's the thorn, the giant, the gateway. It is upright, so it's an open door challenge. You have already taken this first step over the threshold. You know what you want to do. There's like 3 things that you want to do. But right now they're all tied up because you're waiting for the right time. So it's like you're waiting, and the horse is like, come on, I want to run. But you are not able to run outwardly just yet. You're waiting for the right time. So what is going to help you? Remember your worth, and remember the worth of what you're wanting to do. Keep that in mind. Why did I want to do this to begin with? Because it's that important that you are going to do this right, that you want to make sure that you're waiting for the right moment to do this. So remind yourself of the worth of it. Remind yourself of your worth. And this is Fehu, it's the rune of wealth and worth. It's not even necessarily money. It might be money, but it's not necessarily money. It's wealth. It's cattle. So it's the wealth that you tend. It's whatever it is that, as long as you are taking care of it, is going to give your life richness. So you're doing that. You're taking care of the things that make your life rich while you are waiting, to keep them worthy and to keep the cows happy. You got to keep the cows happy. So pay attention to, focus on the worth of what you're doing, and keep tending it. Keep tending what is giving worth to this thing, because that's going to keep you from going crazy while you're waiting. What isn't going to help is you're going to worry about energy levels. We have Sovila, which is the rune of the sun. This has to do with source energy. You're worried about momentum and also energy levels, because you've already gone through over the threshold, and you're like, I'm pushing. You want to do the thing, but you have to wait now, and you're like, I'm going to lose all my energy for this. The reason you're not going to lose all your energy if you start to feel like that is you're going to continually tend the thing that this is going to be, that you're going to continually remind yourself how important it is. It's like, I'm just thinking about, I was looking at a documentary about making an animated film, because it takes so long to do this. And, they'll write the script, which takes long enough as it is. And then by the time they get to the point where they're animating it, it takes like days and days and days to animate like a little scene, like just a few seconds, because it's 24 frames per second. So whether you're doing stop motion or whether you're doing, drawn, even CGI, because CGI is just basically digital stop motion, it takes a long time. So by the time they get to a scene that, maybe when they did the original read through of the script, everybody was falling on the floor laughing, and they're working on this and they're doing the scene, and it's taking days and days and days. And by the end of it, it's like, is this scene even funny anymore? And then they go to the screening and people are just falling off their chairs. It's like, okay, well, I guess it still was. So, but that's the kind of thing. It's like, this is good. You wouldn't have made the effort otherwise. So you want to remind yourself that this is really, really worthy, and this is really, really good, and you're going to continually take care of the cattle that gives your life worth on this. And so keep doing that, because that's what's going to get you over this thing. Your next step on the path line, it's waiting, it's patience, but you're being patient. And if there are things that you can take a step at a time, do that. Like, know that you're on a road that is not a short road. As Blum says in his book, results may not be immediate, but they are certain. So stay on the path. Like, keep on your path. Be patient. Take it step by step. Do what you need to do every day to get yourself through this, because this is, you're not quite there yet, and you have to keep at it. You have to keep moving forward on your path. What is going to help you? Let yourself be surprised. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. This is chaos. I do say often things that are out of your control. It would be, but this is in your helping line. So let things surprise you. Maybe while you are waiting and you're taking care of the cattle, maybe you're going to realize something about one of these things that you've got hung up that is even better than you thought it was, and then you can include that, because you wouldn't have been able to if you'd been able to do this right away. So there may be things that are going to make things, this is still alive for you. So because it's still alive, it still has a chance to surprise you. And so because it's a wild, alive thing, it's going to be natural that there are going to be things that surprise you, and that's going to keep this from getting boring. What isn't going to help you is the wait is overwhelming. Have you ever played The Longing? This was my favorite game of 2020. And so much of it is about waiting. And it's like, that's like the main thing about it is waiting. But even within that, there are things like you could let yourself be overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, this is going to take 400 days. But the more you did and the more you discovered, the time would move faster. And that's the sort of thing that we're talking about. So there is that sense of this is too much. This is too much waiting. By the time I get to where I need to be, I'm going to forget everything, blah, 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 and you're going to get overwhelmed by the waiting. The waiting can overwhelm you. And this is Dagaz is the breaking of the day. So it's just like full of everything in your face, like this is too much. I'm overwhelmed by the waiting. If that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to where you're letting it surprise you. There are surprises to be had, even if you have to wait. This is a living thing that you're working with. Like, it may be a living thing, but it's probably not. It's probably like a creative thing. It might be, though. For some of you, it might be a living thing. But whatever it is, still is, quote unquote, alive for you. And you need to keep it alive, and you need to keep it vibrant, and you need to keep taking care of it so it maintains that. And because it is alive and vibrant, it's going to surprise you. So that's what's going to help you get through this long slog of a road where it feels like I'm waiting. It's not boring, and it doesn't have to be boring because there are going to be surprises that are going to make these even better by the time you can use them. Your next step on the path line, and part of why I said this has a happy ending, is we have Yira. Yira is the harvest and also time. After this long stretch of waiting, you will have your harvest. The time will be right. It will be like, right now, it is time. Harvest that puppy. We're going to do that. We're going to do this, and we're going to harvest the harvest. The past is the past. The future is the future. But right now is the moment, and we're going to have this harvest. It's going to be very nourishing. Things are going to come through. The fruits of your labors are going to happen. It's going to be great. What is going to help you in this moment? We have Nauthis reversed. Nauthis is the rune of need. It always means tend your needs. When it's reversed, it means drop everything and tend your needs. So while this is happening, there are going to be things that are absolutely going to need to be done. Do them. These are going to be almost like emergencies. These are going to be like, it's all coming through, but if in order for this to continually come through, you got to be right on it. And again, like the game of the longing, if you haven't played it, I don't work for them, but I loved it. So I'm going to talk about it again. There were moments like that where in the game, you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And then when the thing happens, you have to be right on your toes. Like you have to be right. Like it's like, wait, rush. And that's basically... It's going to be like that. There's going to be things happening. Like when things start to happen, they're going to be happening, and you can't miss a moment of it, and you can't be missing anything at that point. So that's that. But also make sure that you're taking care of your inner needs. Like basically, you've been waiting this long. Don't forget yourself. Like don't forget to take care of your needs inwardly during this time. What isn't going to help is you will have been waiting so long that part of you is not going to have the momentum, and part of you is going to feel like, no, you know what? I'm used to this now. This is my life now. I'm just going to be sitting and just not moving. Please don't do that. Once things happen, you can just move. Like you got to do it. This is when enjoy this, savor it, like live in it, and take care of what needs to be taken care of. And that's when it needs to be taken care of. So that's what's going to help you the most. Final rune on the path line, we have Raido. Raido's the journey. It's upright. Your journey resumes at that point. So you've basically started you already stepped through the threshold. And then you're having this inner time where you're like, I have to wait. I have to do things while I'm waiting. There are lots of things that need to be done while I'm waiting. You're taking care of that. Things are surprising you. Things are good. And then when things finally move, you have to take care of things. But then your journey can resume. That you wanted to, ideally, you wanted this. You wanted, I'm going to step through the threshold and my journey. But it didn't work out like that. There is going to be a yin period of time where you're going to be like, okay, we're in a valley. We're not on the hill. But you're going to get through it. And it's going to happen fast when it happens. Immediately, things are going to be different. It's going to be now. And then once that happens, you're going to be moving forward. You're going to be just moving forward on your path. And it's going to be just as great, if not greater, than you thought it would be when you started out. So that, card number 4, people, is your reading about moving inward. I wish you all the best with this. And I wish you a lovely day or evening and a lovely equinox. Take care till next time. Bye.